Normandy Beach, June 6, 1944. Private Thomas Martinez watched his mother's face as the train pulled away. He was 19, shipping out to war. His mother grabbed his hand through the window. "You come back to me," she said. "I'll wait forever if I have to." Thomas survived Normandy, came home, took care of his mother until she died at 92. Never put her in a home, never abandoned her, never forgot who raised him. 80 years later, his great-granddaughter learned that lesson in a courtroom. The hard way, Superior Court, Los Angeles. Thursday morning, March 2024. Judge Carol Stevens looked at the family sitting before her. 5 people, 4 adult children, 1 elderly mother. This shouldn't be here, the judge thought. This shouldn't need a court. But here they were. The mother's name was Gloria Martinez, 76 years old, widowed, diabetic, early-stage dementia, could no longer live alone, needed full-time care, had 4 children, all successful, all capable, all fighting about who had to take her. Not who got to take her, who had to. Like she was a burden, like she was furniture no one wanted. Judge Stevens read the file. Disgusted, Michael Martinez. Oldest son, 52, cardiothoracic surgeon, $1 million home in Beverly Hills. Married, 2 kids in private school. Argued he was too busy, work demands too high, no room in his life for his mother, Jennifer Martinez Clark. 50, real estate agent, luxury properties, big commissions, married to a lawyer, 3-bedroom condo downtown. Argued she traveled too much for work, couldn't provide adequate care. Her mother would be better off elsewhere. David Martinez, 47, investment banker, penthouse in Century City, divorced, no kids. Argued his lifestyle wasn't suitable. He worked 80-hour weeks, dated frequently. His mother wouldn't be comfortable. And Lisa Martinez, 43, marketing executive, nice house in Pasadena. Married, 1 teenage daughter. Argued she had the least resources of her siblings. Why should she sacrifice when they had more money? More space? More help? They'd been fighting for 6 months. Mediation failed. Elder care attorney got involved. Now a judge had to decide where an elderly mother would live because her children couldn't agree, couldn't be bothered. Judge Stevens looked at Gloria, sitting quietly, head down, ashamed, heartbroken, her own children fighting to not take care of her. "Mrs. Martinez," the judge said gently, "how do you feel about all this?" Gloria looked up, tears in her eyes. "I just want to be with my family," she whispered. "I don't want to be a burden." "You're not a burden," the judge said. "You're their mother." There was a 5th person in the courtroom, sitting in the back. The bailiff had almost kicked him out. Didn't look like family, looked like he'd slept on the street. Worn jacket, faded jeans, scuffed shoes. But he had a letter from Gloria saying he was family, saying he had a right to be there. His name was Carlos Martinez, Gloria's nephew, 45 years old, son of Gloria's late brother. Raised by Gloria after his parents died in a car accident when he was 8. She took him in, raised him like her own, put him through school, loved him, saved him. Carlos became a teacher, elementary school, made $38,000 a year, lived in a tiny 1-bedroom apartment in East LA, drove a 15-year-old car, had nothing. But he was there, in that courtroom, watching his aunt's children fight about who had to take her, making him sick. Judge Stevens addressed the 4 children. "I've read all your arguments," she said, her voice hard. "Let me summarize. You're all successful. You all have resources. You all have space. But none of you want to take care of the woman who raised you, who sacrificed for you, who gave you everything." The 4 siblings looked uncomfortable. Michael spoke up. "Your Honor, with all due respect, it's not that we don't want to. We're just not equipped." "You're a surgeon," the judge said. "You save lives every day. But you can't take care of your own mother?" "It's complicated," Michael said. "His mother needs specialized care." Jennifer jumped in. "Your Honor, I want what's best for my mother. I just think a professional facility might be better." "Better for who?" the judge asked. "For her? Or for you?" The room went quiet. David tried. Your Honor, we all love our mother. We're just trying to find the best solution. The best solution, the judge said, is one of you stepping up, being her child, taking care of her like she took care of you. Lisa spoke up, her voice defensive. Your Honor, I have less money than my siblings. Why should I bear more of the burden? So this is about money? The judge asked. Your mother is a financial burden? That's not what I meant, Lisa backtracked. Then what did you mean? The judge pressed. The four siblings had no answer. Judge Stevens was about to speak when a voice came from the back. I'll take her. Everyone turned. Carlos stood up, walked forward. Excuse me, the judge said. Who are you? Carlos Martinez, he said. Gloria's nephew. She raised me after my parents died. The four siblings looked annoyed. Michael spoke. Your Honor, he's not even a direct descendant. He has no legal standing here. That gives him standing. She looked at Carlos. You said you'll take her? Yes, Your Honor, Carlos said. I'll take care of her. The judge looked at her file. Mr. Martinez, according to financial disclosure, you make $38,000 a year. You live in a one-bedroom apartment. You have $1,700 in savings. How can you possibly provide adequate care? I'll figure it out, Carlos said. Your Honor, with respect, Michael interrupted, he can't provide the level of care our mother needs. He lives in a dangerous neighborhood, has no resources. This is irresponsible. So you're volunteering then? The judge asked. What? You just argued he can't do it. So you're stepping up? Michael went quiet. That's what I thought, the judge said. She looked at Carlos. Mr. Martinez, why do you want to take your aunt? She's not even your mother. She raised me, Carlos said, his voice steady. When my parents died, she took me in. Didn't have to. She had 4 kids of her own, a husband, barely enough money. But she took me anyway, fed me, clothed me, loved me, put me through college, made me who I am. He paused. She didn't do it because she had to. She did it because that's who she is. She sees someone who needs help and she helps. No questions, no conditions, just love. Now she needs help, and I'm going to help her. Same way, no questions, no conditions, just love. The courtroom was silent. Your Honor, Jennifer said, he can't even afford. He can't afford to abandon his family, Carlos interrupted, but apparently you can. The 4 siblings looked ashamed. Carlos turned to the judge. Your Honor, I know I don't have much. I know my apartment is small. My neighborhood isn't great. My bank account is almost empty. But I have something they don't. What's that? The judge asked. Gratitude, Carlos said. I remember what she did for me. I remember the sacrifices she made, the meals she skipped so I could eat, the clothes she didn't buy so I could have school supplies, the dreams she put on hold so I could chase mine. I remember all of it, and I will never forget. Gloria started crying. Carlos walked to her, knelt beside her. Tia, he said, you saved me when I was 8 years old. Let me save you now. Gloria hugged him, sobbed into his shoulder. The judge wiped her eyes. Mr. Martinez, she said, your aunt needs medical care, medication, monitoring. How will you afford that? I'll get a second job, Carlos said. I'll tutor after school, drive for a rideshare on weekends. I'll figure it out. But she's not going to a home. She's not going to strangers. She's coming with me. What about space? The judge asked. You have a 1-bedroom apartment. I'll take the couch, Carlos said. She gets the bedroom. I don't need much. Judge Stevens looked at the 4 siblings, sitting there, ashamed, silent. She made her decision. After reviewing all testimony, the judge said, I'm granting full custody and guardianship to Carlos Martinez. What? Michael stood up. Your Honor, you can't. I just did, the judge said. Mr. Martinez has demonstrated the only qualification that matters. He loves his aunt. He's willing to sacrifice for her, unlike her own children. But Your Honor, Jennifer protested. My decision is final, the judge said. However, I'm also ordering the 4 of you to contribute financially. You want to throw money at the problem instead of time? Fine. You'll each pay $1,000 per month to Carlos for your mother's care, medical expenses, food, housing, whatever she needs. That's $4,000 a month. Your Honor, that's excessive, David argued. Your mother gave you life, the judge said. $4,000 a month is nothing compared to that. Pay it, or I'll hold you in contempt. The siblings went quiet. Court adjourned, the judge said. 3 months later. Carlos's apartment had changed. He'd converted the living room, hospital bed for Gloria, medical equipment, medications organized, clean, comfortable, loving. Carlos worked 2 jobs, teaching during the day, tutoring at night, drove rideshare on weekends, exhausted. But Gloria was thriving, eating well, taking her medications, smiling, laughing, surrounded by love. The 4 siblings visited once, dropped off their checks, looked around, judged. Too small, Michael said. She'd be better in a facility. She's happy here, Carlos said. You don't know that, Jennifer said. Ask her, Carlos said. They asked. Gloria smiled. I'm exactly where I want to be, she said. With someone who loves me. The siblings left, didn't come back. 1 year later, Carlos sat with Gloria, watching TV. She turned to him. Mijo, she said, why did you do this? You could have let them take me, put me in a home, lived your life. You are my life, Carlos said. You saved me. Now I save you. That's how family works. But I'm just your aunt. You're my mother, Carlos said. Biology doesn't make family. Love does. You loved me when no one else did. You raised me. You're my mom. Always have been, Gloria cried, held his hand. I'm so proud of you. I learned from the best, Carlos said. 5 years later, Gloria passed away, peacefully, in her sleep, in Carlos's apartment, in the bedroom he'd given her, surrounded by photos, memories, love. The funeral was small. Carlos, a few teachers, some neighbors, and the 4 siblings. Michael approached Carlos after. I'm sorry, he said. For what? For not being there. For making you do this alone. For being a coward. Carlos looked at him. She forgave you, he said, before she died. She said she loved you, all of you, even after everything. Michael started crying. I don't deserve that. None of us deserve the love our parents give us, Carlos said. But they give it anyway. That's what makes them parents. Jennifer approached. She handed Carlos an envelope. What's this? Open it. Inside a check. $200,000. From all 4 siblings. Combined. This is your inheritance, Jennifer said. Mom's house sold. This is your share. We talked. Agreed you deserve most of it. You're the one who cared for her. I didn't do it for money, Carlos said. We know, Jennifer said. That's why you deserve it. Use it. Buy a house. Retire early. Live the life you put on hold to care for our mother. Carlos looked at the check. Thought about his tiny apartment, his 2 jobs, his exhaustion. Thought about what this money could do. Then he thought about his students, the kids in his class who reminded him of himself at 8 years old. Lost, scared, needing someone to see them. He made a decision. I'm starting a foundation, Carlos said. What? The Gloria Martinez Foundation, he said, for kids who lose their parents, kids in foster care, kids who need someone to take them in. This money will fund it, help families who take in orphans, provide resources, support, love, just like Tia Gloria did for me. The siblings stared at him. You're giving it away, Michael asked. I'm investing it, Carlos said, in kids who need what she gave me, a chance. The 4 siblings realized something then. They'd spent their whole lives chasing money, success, status, and they'd lost what mattered. Carlos had nothing, but he had everything, because he understood what they'd forgotten. Love is the only thing worth inheriting. 10 years after Gloria's death, the Gloria Martinez Foundation had helped 300 families, 300 orphans placed with loving relatives, given resources, support, hope. Carlos ran it part-time, still taught full-time, still lived simply, still remembered. One day, a young girl came to his office, 8 years old, just lost her parents, going to live with her grandmother, scared, alone. Carlos knelt down, looked her in the eyes. "You're going to be okay," he said. "I know because the same thing happened to me. Someone took me in, loved me, saved me. Now your grandmother is going to do the same for you." The girl hugged him. "Thank you," she whispered. "Don't thank me," Carlos said. "Thank the woman who taught me that family isn't who you're born to. It's who shows up." Here's what Carlos learned. Gloria gave him life twice. Once by taking him in at 8, once by teaching him what love means. And he gave her dignity twice. Once by fighting for her in court, once by caring for her until the end. That's the deal. That's the contract. Parents give us everything, and we give back. Not out of obligation, out of love, out of gratitude, out of remembering who we'd be without them. So take care of your parents. When they're old, when they're sick, when they need you, don't make a judge force you. Don't make excuses. Just show up. Because one day you'll be old, and your kids will remember what you did, how you treated your parents, and they'll treat you the same way. Here's my question for you. Who's in your courtroom? Who needs you to step up? Who are your siblings abandoning? Be Carlos. Be the one who says yes when everyone says no. The one who sacrifices when everyone makes excuses. The one who remembers. If this story moved you, leave a comment about someone who took care of you when they didn't have to. Subscribe if you believe in teachers who work 2 jobs to honor their parents. Share this story because someone watching has aging parents right now, and they need to remember what matters. We care for those who cared for us. That's what heroes do. Now go be someone's Carlos. Go take the couch.